live. Thank God that I had, and sorry, let me lower the volume. Thank God I had a reminder on my phone. I almost forgot about the live stream. And yeah, then I got the reminder. I'm like, oh shit, I have a live stream. So, how are you, everyone? I hope you had a great week. I had a bit of a stressful week. I'm actually doing a tech talk on Tuesday and I haven't finished my presentation yet, and now I have to do it on the weekend. I'm also on call. So much stuff to do. Yeah, so I promised that we're gonna do some lure painting, but unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to set up everything. So today we're just gonna do a lure like always, but we're gonna experiment with a new concept, and it has something to do with increasing the strength of a 3D printed lure, because I'm planning on making a video. I think I mentioned it before, while we're gonna test the strength of fishing lures or 3D printed fishing lures, and we're gonna try different stuff like through wire, maybe, I don't know, the twist eyes, screw eyes, maybe super glue versus epoxy, and stuff like that. And I want to prepare something strong, like a strong lure, to see how it will do versus like the regular lures I do. I think the regular lures are, not I think, I'm sure they are strong enough for the fishing here in Europe, but just in case, we are going to create something today that is supposed to be super strong. But we're not going to split it in half. So some people, what they do, actually most people that 3D print lures, what they do is they would split the lure in half and then print two parts and glue them later. I don't like to do that for multiple reasons. The first reason being, you will lose details. Yeah, so you will lose details. Once you print the lure standing up, you get way better resolution, and you get all these tiny details on the lure, which is super nice. And the second of all, you have the extra step of gluing two parts together, which you don't have in the way I do lures. So now we're gonna add a step, but it's gonna be, hopefully it's gonna be less time consuming. John had some rough day yesterday, but overall good week. Glad to hear that. Yeah, there are always some rough days, but I'm glad to hear that you had a good week overall. So okay, what did I just click? Man. Okay, it's W apparently. Interesting. Okay, so I'm switching this basically. Yeah, the shortcut is W. Learned something new today. Okay, so I'm planning on doing a big lure, not too big, but let me just get the proportions right first. Maybe something like this, a little bit bigger on the Z axis, and let's make it. Is this right? Yeah. Why is it clipping though? That's 70 mil. It shouldn't clip. Something is wrong, I think. Oh, why 400? No, okay. I'm looking at X. My bad. That's a 20 centimeter lure. No. We want to stay in the 100 range, like maybe 100. Maybe 110 should be fine. So the concept is, we are gonna have something that is gonna go through the lure, but then like this way, follow the contours of the lure, but on the inside, all the way here, and then this is going to be like a slot, and then we will insert that second part into it. So the concept is this slot will be printed horizontally, but the lure itself will be printed vertically. So the lure will get the benefits of the vertical printing, which is the resolution, the extra resolution that we get, and the nice finish. And then this second part will get the benefits of printing horizontally, which is 10 times the strength. Maybe I'm exaggerating here by saying 10 times, but it's definitely more than 2 times. I would say it might be even three times the strength. And the third benefit is that now we can use ABS and we don't really care about the strength of the body itself. We only care about the strength of that part. And that part printed horizontally with ABS without any cooling is going to be super strong. ABS or ASA, it doesn't matter. And since we're using ABS, we get a lower density, which is good. So overall, in theory, this will make my lures way better if it worked. Did you even thought about making some bug animal lure? Yes, I have plans to make a bug like a beetle. Maybe I also have plans to make a hornet, or a wasp, or whatever it's called, like a bee. So yeah, there are some plans. I just need to I need to practice a bit more, to be honest. Especially for these lures. There is someone that I watched does blender sculpting, and he's really good at sculpting. I think I should show you, like, if you just type blender sculpting, I think you're gonna see him. No? Yeah, okay, because these are videos. He does live streams. Come on. Live. Yeah, that's the guy. His name is Speed Char Live, and he does some amazing work. Like even human faces. But what he does is, when he makes something, he does it offline like 2 or 3 times. Not because he can't do it live, but because it makes it easier, and it also makes the live stream shorter, like 1 hour, 2 hours. But I bet if he's gonna do it first time, it's gonna take more. So I'm planning on doing something similar. Yeah, where were we? I don't even know what kind of lure we're gonna make today, but I'm gonna try and keep it simple. So, because the focus is gonna be on, it's not through wire. What will we call it? We need to call it something, right? Probably. Can put one here and move it up. Maybe let's do some sort of a crankbait, like the usual shape. We can do some fancy stuff. Yeah, just think a regular shaped crankbait. Maybe this is too... This is too thin. This is looking like a jerkbait at the moment. Maybe we can do a jerkbait. So if we scale it on the X, but then we have to make it flat-sided. Oh no, it doesn't have to be flat-sided. I mean, this is technically flat-sided, even though there are curves. Because if you look at the top profile, there's not much curvature. Yeah, let's do a jerkbait. Let's call this a jerkbait. Something like that, maybe a little less. thick, a little. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time here. I think that's enough. And if we're gonna do any sculpting, maybe we'll do it at the end if we're gonna add some details. But for now, I'm interested in that through wire thing, through wire part. Okay, so first of all, let's apply the scale. Everything is fine. Object, set origin. Let's set the geometry to origin instead of origin to geometry. This way it moves a bit. That's interesting that the origin is back here. That is very interesting. I don't know, I think that it should be somewhere here, right? That's where the material is. But apparently it's not. And I'm thinking maybe that's because what would happen if I add a loop cut here just as an experiment? Geometry to origin, huh? That does. It's crazy how a small change can change like the weight and balance of your lure. Like just by adding this loop cut here, this was a bit more curved, now it's a bit more straight, and this changes everything. Cool. And I think that this is probably too much. And just in case, because I forgot to turn on symmetry, just in case, I'm gonna make sure that the mesh is symmetrical. So we're gonna symmetrize. Minus x to x is fine. Or plus x to x, it doesn't matter that much. Okay, cool. So I'm guessing we have to put weight somewhere here. We'll see. But for now, we want to work on, as I said, some sort of a through wire. It's not actually a through wire, where it's gonna have screw eyes, but yeah, but it's gonna look like a through wire. That's why I keep calling it this. If you remember what I did, if we go to my video, I don't know if you guys watched that video, but I did something that would be a good visual. So yeah, this thing. So something like this, which is gonna take the shape of the lure. So if we check here, yeah, it's gonna take the shape of the lure on the side, but it's gonna be printed horizontally, and then it's gonna be super strong, and then we can put the screw eyes in it. So how thick do we want it to be? It's gonna be, I think, pretty thick, because the hole for the screw eye is about 1.8 to 2 millimeters wide, and then we need some material on both sides. So let's say it's 2, and I want 2 by 2, that's 4, that's 6 in total. We can make it 7 millimeters wide, so that's pretty wide. And then we can scale it on the Y to cover the entire thing, something like that. Cool. So that's a start. And thinking about it now, maybe I should have created a plane instead of a cube. No, okay. I have an idea. So we're gonna make it extend more than what we want. And then let's first apply the scale. Maybe make it bigger on the Z. something like that. Also apply the scale. It's gonna be a bit tricky, but we will figure it out. Okay. We're gonna add a subdivision because we want it to, it's gonna have some curves in it, basically. And what we can do here to make it a square is to select these sides, these 4 sides, and then we can add a mean crease. No? Oh, sorry, my bad. We need to select these and probably these and add the mean crease. Right, so now it's more of a circle. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to select all of them. So basically it's gonna be a square without any subdivisions, and we only want the subdivision to happen on the curves. So let's see how will this go. First of all, I'm gonna enable symmetry this time, and let's start adding maybe a loop cut here and moving it. Yeah, this is what we want. Something like that. So we're gonna start adding loop cuts and forming it as we want. So something like this, put this one here, and then maybe another one here, somewhere like that. We can move this down. I want it to cover the entire lure on the outside, but on the inside we can play around with it. Like we can move these up a bit. I think so far this is looking good. Now the plan is we can actually take this and duplicate it. So let's go to the first cube. Let's rename this to lure. Go to second cube, this one. Let's call it the form. And then this one, we're gonna call it the lure copy. Okay. So we're gonna use a modifier, a Boolean modifier, to take the form and the lure copy. And then if we go here to Boolean modifier, we're gonna do an intersection. Now if we hide, we can hide this. And if we get the lure copy and move it just to see how it looks. So this is how it looks. Maybe we need to do something about this sharp edge. It shouldn't be a sharp edge, so we'll fix it. And here I think it's fine. This is fine, but this is too sharp probably. So if we go back to the form and edit it, I think it has to be visible. Yeah. So if we edit the form, we can take this. And no, we can probably add a loop cut here. And lift this up. And drop this down. Something like that. No? Interesting. Why didn't it do anything? Huh. It should update. But apparently it's not updating. What if I lift this up like all the way? Okay, it is updating. My bad. It's just that I need to get it here somewhere. Okay, that's a bit better. That is a bit better. Cool. Now we can hide this. And now we have the lure and we have our form. So the point is that the screw eye will go into this form instead of the lure. So we're gonna have to do some more modifications here in a bit. So let's bring in some screw eyes and see how we can do that. I added the cylinder. I'm going to reduce the number of vertices. It doesn't matter that much, but so radius 1 will give us a cylinder of diameter 2. We can stick with 2. I think 2 is good for screw eyes. For twist wires, you might want to go with the diameter like 1.8, so that's going to be half on the radius. Cool. And here on the Z, 16 mil should be fine. I think my screw eyes are like 12. I have small screw eyes and I have big screw eyes. So if I want to be on the safe side, so I want to use the big screw eyes, then I want this to be 20. Oops. Yeah, so 20 is fine. And now we can add a subdivision here. Now here's the thing. I used to overcomplicate this process, but I learned that I can just select these two edges and add a crease, and that's it. I don't have to fix the topology here because this is just for 3D printing. It doesn't matter. So that's enough. And now we can duplicate this, and I'm gonna add another cylinder up here. I might use it later. Now let's see, where do we want to put these? We want this to probably be here somewhere. Maybe something like that. And then this will be somewhere around the center. Where was the center? We can't go that far back. Probably here. And this should be slightly upwards. Maybe like that. And this one also should be slightly upwards because you don't want this and this to be parallel. And then when you push, or like when the fish is pulling and you're pulling, it's easier for the screw eyes to like slip out. But if they are like that and then they're pushing downwards, it makes it stronger. The same goes for this one. You want it to be somehow perpendicular to this one. At least that's what I know. Okay, so we need to fill some material here in that form so that these screw eyes can go into the form itself. So we're gonna edit the form, and let's see what we can do here. Probably we can add a loop cut here somewhere, and then maybe we can hide the lure. Okay, and then we can take this face and extrude it, something like that. We'll fix this in a second. And then we can do the same here. So maybe if I move this one up here and then add another one here, we can select this face and extrude it up like that. Now this one is going to be a bit trickier. Let me show the lure again. Okay, so this one is fine. maybe we can move these a bit so this one can get it here. Doesn't have to be that thick. Cool. Cool. So regarding this one here, what I'm thinking of doing is, if I do something like that, let's hide the lure. Then maybe we can add a loop cut here and then extrude this face, right? But then how do we install it? That's the trickiest part, because you're like sliding it from the bottom. So this is fine, I think, and this is fine. But then here it has to go up somehow. So no, we're gonna undo that. And I think like the best option would be to just move this up, but then it's gonna take so much space. Huh. So something like this is what I have in mind. But thinking about it now, this could be heavy. So how can we make it lighter? And this one has to go up a bit more. I have to play around with these creases. Okay, let's not worry at the material at this stage, but what I can do later is I can just cut out some stuff here. Yeah, but from the final result, because we're gonna need this as it is to cut the lure. Yeah, we have some issues. So this shouldn't be like that, and that's easy to fix. We can just select these, or sorry, wait. These two, add a mean crease. Let's see how it looks. So hide the lure. So if we go out of edit mode, yeah, you also need to crease these. Kinda have to do all of these, or we might have issues with overhangs, because we're gonna print on this side, on the flat side. So yeah, here the same issue, and this one. Is the middle one fine for sliding it in? That's a good question. Actually, it could work, because if I put this piece first and then like slide it in like that, so put it like this first and then slide it in, this might work. I need to play around with the tolerances. The other option is, wait, go to edge select mode and give this a similar angle, I guess. And then we'll slide it all together as one piece. This one has to be a similar angle also to this one, so I am sure there's a tool to make these parallel that I don't know of. But I think it will work. I think it will slide. It will slide. Cool. Okay, so what do we need to do now? First of all, we need to save before I do something stupid and I click the wrong key and exit Blender. So save as. What do we want to call this? Strong jerkbait. I can get creative with the namings sometimes. Yeah, that's not creative, but very original name. The strong jerkbait. Something is still wrong here, and that is in the form. Something is weird. And why can't I see this in edit mode? Okay, now, no. For some reason I can't see it in edit mode, but what is the crease value here? It's 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm thinking maybe it is this. If I crease here, what's gonna happen? No. This doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. But anyways, yeah, small bevel is fine. Even though I'm curious where it comes from, but it is fine. You can add one more subdivision. We have 10,000 faces, so we're good. And it's looking smooth enough. On the outside, it's also smooth, but where's our lure? It's as smooth as the lure, I would say. Cool. What's next? Next, we need to get our lure copy, which is now technically our form. I don't know why I called it lure copy. And we need to copy that. So duplicate it. And probably I need to apply everything here. So apply the subdivision, apply this, and then we can go to edit mode. We can select everything. And if we click Alt S, not S, so S will scale. If I click S, it will scale it up and down. If I click Alt S, it's gonna make it thicker or thinner, basically. And if I click, what it does, it will scale along the normals, if that makes sense. Like if we have a face like that, it will scale it this way. But if we have a face like that, it will scale it up and down. So that's what the face normal is. If we get a face, it has some sort of a rotation, right? Let's hide the lure. So let's say this lure is on an angle. When you scale it using Alt S, you're scaling along the normal. So you're scaling along like perpendicular to the face. Not like up and down, it's perpendicular to the face this way. So again, we're gonna select everything. We're gonna click Alt S and give it a value of 0.2. Should be fine. I can play around with this later. See if 0.2 is too loose, like it's wobbling, then I will do 0.16, 0.15 and see how it goes. But 0.2 usually works. One thing I want to check before I do anything is check the face orientation. I want to make sure that I don't have any red faces on the outside. This could happen if you have complex geometry. It could sometimes screw it up when you do an Alt S, but this looks completely fine. So cool. Now we use this to cut the lure itself. So now our lure is gonna have a hole in it. You can see it right here. And we can see that there's a hole, and the distance between our form and the lure should be 0.2 millimeters, which is our tolerance. Cool. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. I could use a geometry node probably to do this without applying anything and doing it in a destructive manner, but for now this will do. So now if we hide the lure, and let's rename this. Let's rename this to it's fine. Okay, we have an issue. Why though? What happened here? I think it's fine. I made this 20 millimeters. I don't even need 20 millimeters for that, but I'm interested in what happened. Okay, wait, what? That's very weird. Huh. Okay, we're gonna have to redo what we did. Crap. Lure copy 1. Yeah, because we modified this, and yeah, we're gonna have to cut this and then go to lure copy. Remove that. Nope. And then go to our actual lure. Okay. So the body is no longer here, our object, but that's fine. We'll add it. So now we have to do the same. Take the lure copy, duplicate it, apply everything. You can apply everything by doing object convert to mesh. It will apply all the modifiers. Now again, we're gonna do Alt S 0.2 mil. And again, we're gonna do the check because we did some changes. Okay, cool. Everything is correct. Now we take this copy and our lure and cut them. Oh no, no. Big mistake. I did shift select instead of control select. Okay, now we should be fine. Actually, I can just go to the lure and select the new body and hide it. Yeah, that works. Okay, now we're fine. Now we are fine. Cool. Okay, let's start cutting some stuff. So we'll cut the holes for the wire from here. Nice. Now we have holes, and this should be fine to print horizontally, even though it's a circle. This is completely fine. And that's our lure. Now, where do we put the weight? Or how do we put the weight? That's another question. Maybe what we can do is we will have some sort of a hole here and here, and then we will put the balls first and then glue in the piece. That could work. What else could work? We can also put the balls in the form itself. So if we hide the lure And let's get a sphere. So we have a mesh, an icosphere or whatever, subdivided, and let's make it 7 mil. It's gonna be exactly as big. Why does this sphere look so ugly? Because I'm guessing it's an icosphere. What other spheres do we have? UV sphere. That's probably a better choice. So yeah, let's say we're using 7 mil balls. We can like place them here somewhere. Will this affect the strength? Probably. If we put it here and here, then I have to re-edit my form to make it bigger. But the concept is, if the sphere is here, then we can duplicate this cylinder, for example, rotate it on the Y and make it 7.2 mil. Then put it here. Somehow and cut it from this. Then, yeah, something like that. This is how it will look. Wait, this is 7.04. This is 7. It should be, okay, it is the same width. I don't know why it looks smaller, but it is. It's the same width. So yeah, we can put a bunch of these. I don't think it's gonna affect the strength that much, to be honest. I don't think it will affect it at all, actually, because we only rely on this, and this is gonna get glued using like epoxy. So yeah, it should not affect the strength. This is, as I said, this is not meant to be a through wire. This is meant to be something to hold the screw eye in place, plus act like kinda like a through wire. Okay, so if we're gonna go with this approach, then I have to re-edit the form, make it thicker in here, so we can have like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls maybe. Yeah, that's why I should have made this in a non-destructive way. Cool, let's remove the spheres. Nice. So, lure copy 1, what is this? Yeah, this one is what we're gonna have to delete. And now we're gonna add the sphere. Make it 7 mil. And let's start placing them. So I probably need a bunch of them. So 1 here, 1 here. That's our center. This is already gonna get shifted back a bit, let's say to here, because of the 2 hooks. So the weight, the weight, not the center of gravity. Now we want to shift the center of gravity this way. So we do need more weight here on the front. So I'm guessing maybe we can put 3 of them here. And then 2 here at the back. Okay, let's edit this. Oh, sorry, not this. Let's edit the form. First of all, let's get this. What's going on? Why is it so slow? Oh, because we have the booleans. But it's fine, it's manageable. Now the question is, can we extrude this face and connect them? That is an interesting question. Or the easiest thing to do would be to move these all the way down, merge everything by distance, and then take these two faces and extrude them. Okay, I don't want too much here, but now I can select these and move them up. Now let's see how it's gonna look once I go out of edit mode. It's gonna look messed up. That's fine. You can fix it. So what do we need to do? We need to select these edges and add a mean crease. And now let's exit and see how it looks. Will it affect how we put it in the lure? Shouldn't. Bye for now. We'll check the end of the stream tomorrow. Okay, bye John. Good night. Another crease here. And another crease here. This should probably be a bit more straight, like that. Oh wait, we still have actually, let me exit. Yeah, it's fine because we have a curve here. Cool, and this is probably too much. This is too much. Ah, come on, Blender. I mean, that's not bad, but if we crease this, whoops, what went wrong? Ah, this one. Interesting. There's something here. What is this? Let me merge by distance. No. Maybe I used too many creases. Probably. And yeah, let's just move it up. That's fine. Also, I think what I can do is I can leave it down here but remove the crease that I just added. So keep it as a curve. Okay, no, something is wrong. There's a crease on one side that is not on the other. And I can't figure out which one. Wait, did I add creases to vertex? Yeah. That's what's going on. I added the crease only to one of the two vertices. So now if I add it this way, what will happen? We'll have the same issue. Okay. It's fine. Both of them are 0. This is fine. Cool. So now we need cylinders that are 7.2 because we have diameter of 7. Apply the scale, rotate on the y-axis, and let's place them here. So the spheres were just placeholders. I'm gonna delete them. Let me just put a bunch of cylinders here. Okay, cool. We can delete the spheres now. And now we can start cutting stuff. This might get slow. Let's see. So far it's good. Not that slow. Cool. Nice. And now if we show the lure again. Oh, the lure is not cut. Okay, we have to recut the lure because we did some changes. So again, we have to copy this. But this time, we don't need all these booleans. So I'm gonna remove all the cylinders from the new one. So let's hide the old one. Yeah, that's our new one. Gonna remove the cylinders. And also the line tie and the hook hangers. Cool. This is what we want. Convert to mesh, edit, select all, Alt S to scale along normals, and 0.2. We have done this step multiple times, but again, I'm gonna check for issues. We don't have any issue. I'm happy with it. So now we can cut it from the body. Huh. Now the body is going to be a bit challenging to print. Yeah, I did not think about that, to be honest. But yeah, with a bunch of supports, it can be printed. Should be fine. We're here for strength, not for looks. Or actually, we're here for both strength and looks. But that is the concept. This is what I wanted to achieve. It's easy to assemble. There's no need to pause the lure, insert stuff. You print 2 pieces. We will put the weights in these cavities. We'll put the screw eyes, screw them into this piece, and then we just have to glue this piece to the body, probably using epoxy, or just super glue will also work. And yeah, that is the concept. Let's give it some eyes. and we should be done. We can sculpt some stuff, but it's not needed. Again, this is a concept, just a proof of concept, and everything else can be painted. Wait, I already have a cylinder. I don't think I need any more cylinders, so I'm not gonna duplicate it this time. And let's give it a big eye, maybe an 8 mil eye. Let's see how it looks. So apply the scale. We don't want it that big. It's to 12 for no reason. I didn't even have to scale it. Cool. And the eye will be here. Oh, we can even go bigger. Let's use the huge eyes. I love big eyes on lures. And let's put it somewhere here. And since this one is flat, it should not... Okay, no, it's not flat. It still has some curvature in it. But that should be it. No? Yeah. Maybe a bit more rotation. And before we cut it, we actually have to mirror it. Nice. Okay, now let's do some calculations on the density and stuff. So let's save this, save incremental. And let's see first what is the volume, or we can check it in Bamboo Studio. Ah, interesting. That's gonna be a heavy lure. 43. And this one has a volume of 10. So that's almost 50. More than 50 actually. Cool. So if we export this as an STL in the folder, same folder, and then this one will export it as the form. So export STL, selection only. Let's call it the form. And let's see how it looks in Bamboo Studio. Okay, do I have my printer on? I don't remember, but these are the filaments I think that I have loaded at the moment, so we should be fine. We need to import both of these, and no, they are not the same object. Okay, now I can see how big it is. Okay, that's why it's heavy. But it's fine, wait. So this one will be printed on its side like this, on its own plate, using ABS. No, not this one, this one. Number 3. And let's do some basic settings. 3 wall loops, maybe. Grid is fine. It's either grid or rectilinear. For this one, I'm gonna choose grid. Gyroid is the strongest, but it doesn't matter that much because wall loops is what's important. We can even go with 4 walls. This is not gonna make a big difference. I can test that later in a video. But the problem with gyroid is that it's not symmetric. So if we check, that's why I don't use it a lot. It's not actually symmetric, but if you use grid, it is symmetric. It doesn't show up on this print because this is like it's sitting flat. But if you look at the lure this way, what I mean by symmetric, everything that is here on the right side is exactly the same on the left. That's why I use grid with lures. You see, it's completely symmetric. Okay, we're not gonna print it like that. We are gonna first of all use ABS. Let's put it here, and printing this is gonna be a bit tricky. Usually I print stuff. If we go to view, show overhangs, we can see the red color are overhangs. And I actually want to go to support and change this to 40 or 45 because this is ABS. We can even go to 50 just to see. I'm trying to avoid these lines because with ABS I don't use these settings. This is too much for the fans. Usually I drop this down to like 20-30%, maybe even less. So I don't want to deal with overhangs, and we're gonna have lots of overhangs here. This is gonna be a big problem. This one is a problem. I think the best way to do this is to print it the other way around. But then we have an issue here. Yeah. And here. Okay, no. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep it like that. Okay, and then we'll enable support. We'll use 3 on build plate only, and let's see how it looks. It's gonna try to support the eyes, and that is fine, I guess. This will give it a bit more stability. But what is more important is this area right here. These are gonna be tricky to remove. But I will try it. Okay, let's do the calculations now. I'm not gonna worry too much about how I'm gonna print it. So the volume of this body is 43.4 and the weight is gonna be 23. So if we take 23.6 divided by 43.4, we have a density of 0.5, which is no bueno. And here I'm not super interested in strength because I only want strength in this part. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna reduce the wall loops. Let's see, 3 is 19.8 divided by, what was it, 43.4. We can even do 2. By the way, 2 is surprisingly strong. For a fishing lure, of course. For something else, it might not be. 3 and 4 are super strong, but 2, I was kind of impressed by the strength of even one wall. I thought that like 1 or 2 walls just gonna break easily, and then I printed a lure once with 2 walls, and I tried to like split it in half with my hands. I couldn't, but that was using PLA. We're also talking about layer adhesion here, but yeah, 2 is surprisingly strong, and this is gonna be 16.9 grams. What was the volume? 43.4. So 16.9 divided by 43.4, that gives us a total density of, not total density of the plastic itself is gonna be 0.4, which is fine. I mean, if we can reduce a bit, if we can make it lower, that's even better, but This is completely fine. And yeah, let's see, can we get it down to maybe 15? Yeah, 14.7. That's 0.33. That's actually really good. That's in the area of medium light wood. So it's not balsa, but it's like basswood density of this plastic. Now this one, oh no, we don't want support here. So we're gonna click this, go to objects, and then the form itself, we're gonna change some stuff. Let's make it 4 loops. Give it maybe 20% infill and turn off support. Let's see how it looks. Cool. The print itself looks fine. This is gonna be 7.4 grams and the total volume is 9, so that's fine. I mean, I could probably increase the density even more for this one, make it a sinker, but I don't have to. I have to keep in mind the total density of the entire lure. I have to actually calculate how much the screw eyes will weigh and how much these balls will weigh, plus the clear coat and everything, and then we will figure out if this needs more or less weight. I can actually right now, like this is 7.5. If I print it from PETG, it's gonna immediately jump to 9.8. So now it's this part on its own is gonna sink without anything, even without the weights. So that's actually cool that I can now reduce the strength of this without affecting the overall strength of the lure. Oh, what do we have here? It starts and then it starts as 2 parts and then it connects. Oh, by the way, I think I missed something, and that is, first of all, minimum sparse infill threshold. I don't want that, so I'll remove it, set it to 0. This should reduce it a bit more. 14.7, it was 14.9, and ensure vertical shell thickness. I also don't need that. And now it's gonna be, oh, that was actually reducing weight. What? No way. That's funny. Usually this adds weight, but apparently in this specific case it doesn't. Even though I can see these purple lines, if I remove it, will they still be here? Ah, okay. Interesting. They are here and there's more. Now there's less. Very interesting stuff. Anyways, yeah, let's see how this goes. I think I'm gonna stick with ABS here for this one. But we'll see. We'll see what the total weight will be. And yeah, that was it. So soon, hopefully, once I figure out how to test the strength of lures, I need some sort of a scale, but I don't just want to get a luggage scale that is not very accurate. And yeah, I'm still figuring out stuff like what scale to get and where to attach the scale, because I want to point a camera on it and I don't want it to move. And then I need to rip it apart and see how much weight it's gonna handle. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna destroy some lures. It's gonna be very fun. Anyways, thank you for watching. Why do I have my email open? That was wow. Thank you guys for watching. And if you have any questions or anything, don't forget to join my Discord server. I will try to answer all your questions. And yeah, have a nice weekend. Bye.